Hey everybody, it's Susie Q96. I'm just popping on this morning to give everybody an update on what's been happening. Hopefully, we'll be back on Monday with a regular Lodo coin collecting show at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Uh, but uh, y'all are going to need to stumble your way over to the comment video if you want to win anything on Monday's show, because I am going to do a little giveaway over there at that time. Um, I've had a busy week of medical appointments, including a monumental trip to Duke University Eye Center in Durham, North Carolina. Good morning, Maniac. Oh, Metal Detecting MC, thank you for the wonderful gift I got from you in the mail. That thing is beautiful. That was really awesome of you to think of me. I will put that right up there on my desk with some other treasures that I keep there to remind me that people are awesome. Very, very cool. Um, Anyway, I went down to North Carolina. I was in Durham yesterday and they did a battery of testing on my eye. Of course, I don't have any results from that yet, but anyway, they did the same tests that I've had done other places, but then they also did some scans of my optic nerve, and so now next week I have to go to Roanoke, Virginia and have some MRIs done. And once they have all of that data, they can kind of look at my eye and see if there's anything they can do to repair the damage. If not, I'm just going to have to learn to do things differently. So that's where we're at. Hey, James Eller. Yeah, that's a beautiful coin. That's awesome. I never thought about getting a coin made for a channel, but that's really that's really nice. I really appreciated that. And yeah, it cheered me up tremendously because I had no idea it was coming. And so that was pretty awesome. So anyway, that's where we're at with my eye. I wanted to work on some detecting videos today, but every time they put that junk in my eyes to dilate them for the test, it takes about 2 days for it to wear off on me. Most people, it just takes a few hours, but for some reason, it gunks me up really good. So I'm a little out of focus today. Um, I don't know that we will have any quarters for the Monday show. I have a doctor's appointment Monday, which is going to make things a little bit difficult for me to get around and do anything. We're still having a show. We just may not have any quarters to sort. And my car has decided it wants to start having little spaz attacks. I can't drive very far anyway, but I can, like go up to the little store or to the car wash or something. But uh I got some noise coming from the rear end of my car, no doubt from many years of it being on the atrocious highways in Michigan. I don't think there's a car in the state of Michigan that doesn't have suspension issues. Uh Michigan's the only state I ever lived in where the only people that drive in a straight line are the drunks because they're too stupid to dodge the potholes. Uh, Normal drivers are driving a zigzag to miss all the holes up there. But anyway, I am going to have to address that at some point. But I don't want to spend a bunch of money until I get the results back from what's going on with my eyes. Uh, But anyway, I yeah, that's my problem. I've got a little bit of a headache, and my eyes are blurry still. So yeah, that stuff bothers me. But and the fact that I'm having to go through so many tests on my eyes, and they're doing the same tests over and over. Every facility I go to, they're doing the same thing, and it gets a little bit old after a while. I'm like, can't you just look at last week's tests? Things haven't changed that much in the last 2 weeks, but everybody wants their own imaging, and so they just keep putting me through it. And I'm trying to go through it as graciously as possible, but frankly, I'm angry. uh, but I'll do what I got to do. On the other note, I did get an address for Edwin Smith, so I will be sending his package out. Now, Trixie Lee, we saw her in another live stream and let her know that she needed to email me her address, but I didn't get it. So, uh, I guess I'm just going to give it till the end of the weekend. And if I haven't heard from her, I will put the things she won back in the bin. She is aware that they are sitting here. So that's all I can do. And then I've got one for Les Likes Coins that I've been trying to send him something for quite a while, and uh the customs people didn't seem to like part of what was in the package, so I've switched that out for something else, and I'm going to give it one more shot. And then if I cannot get his package through to him, I'm just going to send him a PayPal thing and he can get what he wants because I can't keep wasting money on postage to the UK. This is from something from last year. This is not from the Christmas stuff. But oops. Anyway, that's the update on that. My desk will be cleared except for a package from Mikey, which I am holding until he finishes this term at college. Uh, when my eyes get a little more focused, I'm gonna try and finish up a couple of videos that I've got halfway done. There's my Deej. Hi, DG. Figured you'd be out digging. Or are you guys getting snowed on again? We got snowed on this morning. It's cold here. So there won't be any digging for anybody I know. Well, maybe my crazy friend Fig might go out in this, but it is 34 degrees and the snow just stopped, but we have a high wind advisory. So I don't think anybody around here is going to be doing any digging today. Hi, Mark Thomas. How are you? So anyway, that's where I'm at with my eyes. We still don't have any news. Oh, threw your back out. Oh, Deej, you can't be doing that, girl. Yeah, I thought you had snow. We got it. It started about 3 a.m. and it's been just drizzling snow off and on all morning. Right now, it has stopped, but I think we're supposed to get a little bit more today and then it's going to be gone. So we will see how it all goes. I'm still playing with that detector that I got from my brother, um, trying to figure it all out. It's about 22, 23 years old. And I really can't find too many videos or anything about it. I threw the one little video that I found in on my Wednesday night show, but it really hasn't told me what I wanted to know. I'm gonna have to just really get it out in the field a little bit, and I'm trying to get a replacement part. I know I can go to Lowe's and just buy a nut and bolt, but I wanted to put it back to the original that got broken in shipping. Uh, the bolt that holds the coil on was made out of plastic, which I think is poor planning. Um, and it broke off. The end of it broke off inside the plastic nut. So I wrote to First Texas and they didn't answer me, trying to get a replacement part for it. So I guess Monday I will call them. I don't know that they monitor the account that I sent it to. So we will see if I can put it back to its original, because I also have the small coil for this machine, the trash shooter. So and the absolutely hilarious pinpointer that looks like something they would be screening you with at the airport. It's huge. It's hysterically funny. I can't imagine my brother out in the field with that, but he was. So I'm not the only detectorist in my family. My brother has since had to stop due to his COPD, but my dad had a detector for a little while back in the late 60s, early 70s, that he had traded an outboard motor repair job for. And that was my intro to it. And then, of course, my brother had one. So, yeah, well, I was surprised I didn't get a response, but maybe the account that I sent the thing to uh, isn't monitored. So I'm gonna call them Monday, and yeah, most of the time, if it's just something like a bolt or a small piece like that, most of the companies are really good about just replacing that part because it doesn't cost them more than a couple of dollars, and it's good public relations to have your machines out there in public. And if I can't put the coil on it, then it's not going to be out there in public. Uh, so but yeah, I really haven't been able to find out much about the machine, but I do have the manual. And so and where I found the manual was in with a bunch of bounty hunter stuff. So I'm guessing there's probably a comparable bounty hunter machine to this one, and I'm just going to have to look. Yeah, well, mine is broken, and I stuck something in there that's not it's not the quite the right size, so it's rattling around a little bit. Yeah, but other than that, the machine was in pristine condition, and it got broken after he gave it to me when I was bringing it back. Uh-oh. Am I back? Check a check a check. Am I back? Hello? Uh-oh. Hello? Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Testing 1, 2. Yay! Yeah, I'm doing this from my phone, and I accidentally dropped the phone and threw myself out of the stream. So, anyway, um, yeah, I wanted to. I mean, this machine is in pristine condition. My brother didn't use it that much. He bought it to take on vacation with them when they were traveling around in their motorhome. And it was branded for Calico, but it was made by First Texas. And I think it is a comparable model to one of the bounty hunter machines of the time. It wasn't a cheap machine either, so I'm trying to put it back together because it's a perfectly usable machine, but I just can't find out much about it. And but yeah, I'm gonna call them on Monday and see if I can get that bolt replaced because then it'll be back to pristine condition again. So that's a little project. But yeah, until I can get my eyeballs focused again, I can't really do much. So, but oh well, I'm still using my regular machine, Deej. This is one that my brother gave me when I was in Florida back in February. Well, actually, beginning of March of 2020. I'm still using my Simplex, but this machine is one that my brother had purchased in 1999 or 2000. And it is a, oh, what the heck is it? Titan 3000 XD. And it was branded for Calico, but it was made by First Texas. And he gave it to me to do whatever I wanted with. I have the manual for it, but the manual is not as detailed as I would like it to be. You know, like there are places where it'll say ground balance, but it doesn't say how to ground balance or how to manually or use the preset. I mean, it's not a very well written manual, and but I do have the manual. That's about the only thing that I have for the machine is my brother had the manual. You know, he had everything for it, but he didn't use it enough to really be able to tell me anything about it. So I'm just working my way through all the different things because whatever I decide to do with this machine, I want to be able to explain to the person that's getting it how it works. Nope, the manual's exactly the same. I pulled it up the other night, Mark. It's exactly the same as what I have. Um, what it is, Deej, is it's something that they created for Calico, and that's why I think it's another machine with just a different name on it. I just have to figure out what machine it was. That's why I'm trying to make a connection with First Texas because I know they made it because it says so on the back of the manual. So, and I've only found two videos on YouTube about the machine. One of them's about a minute and a half long, and the other one is somebody doing an air test with a quarter. So it's kind of a mystery machine. Um, Now, I did take it down to the schoolyard last weekend and did a brief detecting thing in the tot lot. And then I went back the next day and went over the same area with my simplex to see if I could turn up, if I was finding a whole bunch more things, and as it turned out, I didn't. So either A, the tot lot is pretty well picked, which I know that to be true because I've detected it many times. Uh, so there didn't seem to be like a failure of the older machine. There just wasn't much there. And so I want to take it somewhere else where there's going to be more stuff, or set up an air test for both machines and see how. No, Titan 3000 XD. Here, I'll write it down. If I can, it's hard for me to do this on my phone. Uh, so I think it looks like a bounty hunter. I'm gonna. I don't have a strong familiarity with the older bounty hunter machines, but the style of it has the appearance of being a bounty hunter type machine. So I'm thinking it's a bounty hunter rebranded specifically for Kellyco. And when I contacted the people I know at Kellyco, they laughed and told me that that was before their time. Most of the people that are working there now are too young to have remembered when that when they used to have things branded for in-house. And so it's a mystery that I've been working on, but mostly I just want to make sure that all the functions on the machine are working properly before I decide what to do with it. I've seen a couple of them on sale on eBay, and I even wrote to one of the people thinking maybe they would have more information about it, but as it turned out, it was just something they found in a storage unit, and they knew absolutely nothing about metal detecting. So it was not much help. But I'm going to continue with it because it may be something that I either give away or sell. I'm Unfortunately, with what's going on with our economy right now, it is going to almost double what my move to Michigan was going to originally cost. And that's because of the gasoline and everything. So I was going to give it away, and now unfortunately I may have to sell it. Yeah, I thought about that, Deej, that dig stock is going on. So really, where did you find that, Mark? Yeah, I don't know anything about Radio Shack. Uh, my brother worked for a company that was a competitor of Radio Shack, so we didn't go in Radio Shack unless my friend Kathy and I were going in there to spy on their prices, and then we'd go back and tell my brother at Lafayette Electronics what they had on sale over there. Okay, thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, as far as videos, I only found two. So, uh, yeah, it's an unusual piece. It's not a bad detector, but one of the things that's odd for me is I'm not accustomed to ID numbers that go past 100. And yeah, that's what I thought too, Deej. that it had the look and feel of a bounty hunter type machine. So I just have to ascertain what machines bounty hunter had out in that time period and start looking at them and see if I can find one that has the same look and the same, the same basic setup, because I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. But it was branded specifically for Calico, which back in that time period, Calico was based in Winter Springs, Florida, which is right around the corner from my brother's house. So that's naturally where he went to purchase something. And anyway, it seems to be an okay machine. There wasn't a lot of targets where I was trying it out, but I did find a dime that was about, I think, 6.5, 7 inches down in a tot lot covered with mulch and all that. Yeah, I hope it does, Deej, because I reran my trucking figures uh, for the move, and it almost has doubled what the move is going to cost, because unfortunately, because of my eye thing, this time I can't do it myself. I'm going to have a moving company do this for me, and they're going to gouge the daylights out of me. So yeah, that's about what it is here right now too. Is 392. I know yours was way up around 415 or something. I watched Channel 5 news from your area because I still have a vested interest in that area. And I think the last one that I watched, it was like 415, 418. Um so yeah, anyway, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing this weekend, is mostly researching. I really want to know more about that machine, and then I can make a educated decision. But I want to make sure that if I do decide to sell it or give it away, I want to make sure that all the functions are properly working, because the machine did sit for a while. I mean, my brother's very conscientious, so it didn't sit with the batteries in it or anything. He had it all packed away nicely in its bag, but I've had it all this time, but I've been too sick to really get into what it can do and how it compares to current day technology. So yeah, and then well, actually, they can't, Deej. When I talk to the people at Calico, and I'm a Calico affiliate, and when I talk to the people at Calico, they're all so young, none of them remember this machine. Anybody that would have been able to answer my question have either passed away or no longer work for Calico. This machine, my brother bought it in 1999 or early 2000. So it's 22 years old. Um, they don't really know. They did. In fact, Mark at Calico told me, and I quote, "That's before my time." And he tried to find out, and he couldn't really give me any answers. So I'm kind of on my own. Um, so anyway, I just have to continue the research on it. Like I said, last weekend I took it out and did a little field testing with it. But where I was, there just wasn't anything out there. And I determined that the next day when I took the simplex out there, and I wasn't getting any more signals than I had the day before with the older detector. So uh, I'm gonna call my friend Tony. He knows where all the hot spots are, because I don't care if it's even a place that has junk. I want to hear different tones, and I also want to try out the other coil, the little one, to see if I can pick out the good from the trash. So for that, I'll probably go down to the city park, because there's always a lot of trash down there. They have a big bluegrass festival there every year, and we we keep pulling stuff out of that place, but it's getting harder and harder because it's really detected heavily. But there is still a lot of trash signals there, and I can at least use the little coil and see if I can pick anything out from in between the trash. So that's going to be my project here in the next couple of weeks. But today it's snowing, so I won't be doing much of anything, and my eyes still gunked up from my trip down to the eye center at Duke University yesterday. Yeah, I'll look at that manual, Mark, and see how it compares to the one for the machine I have. Because, yeah, well, I'll find out, because this one, they just have like a very brief little thing about ground balancing, and the way it was written didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, it does have a preset, but then, when it got into the manual ground balancing, it really wasn't telling me much. That it was just badly worded, I guess, is a good way to put it. But I like a good challenge. And like I said, my brother only used the machine maybe a few times, and then he got frustrated with it. He couldn't he said he didn't find much, and he but I don't think I don't think he put a lot of effort into it. He had a couple of specific things he was looking for, I think, and uh, then he decided that he really wasn't uh, all that enthused about the detecting part, and he started doing the geocaching thing instead, and got into that for quite a while. And now his COPD is so bad he can't do any of those, and he's selling his motorhome. And oh, I wish I had money to buy that one. Oh my God, I love my brother's motorhome. But why I love my brother's motorhome is it's very small, but it has everything in it, and it was very expensive too. And I can't even afford it at the used price. They're wanting, I think it was like 28,000 for it, but it's worth it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth it. I just don't have that kind of money. But yeah, it's a road trek, and it's beautiful. They kept really good care of it. But I don't think he put a lot of effort into the metal detecting with this detector. So there's not a lot he can tell me. It's just uh, I'm just going to have to keep searching around till I find somebody that actually had one and used it on a regular basis. And uh, yeah, see, that's what I got to do, Mark, is I've got to take the picture of the one I have and then start going through bounty hunter machines that were released in that same time period, and see if I can find one that looks similar. Because when I first saw it, it in my head, I thought that looks like a bounty hunter. And knowing the connection between First Texas and Bounty Hunter, I'm not far off on that. I'm hoping when I call First Texas, about this broken bolt, that I can find somebody there that can tell me about the machine. That would be really helpful. But I've had it for a couple years, and just I did a quick scan of my brother's front yard with it when the day he gave it to me. And then I had planned on testing it out while I was in Florida, but the a couple of days after that was when the COVID thing first started, and spring break was starting, and these kids were down there and they weren't taking it at all seriously. And I decided I needed to take my autoimmune deprived system back to Georgia and not be around all those college kids and stuff. So I didn't really get to put the time in that I wanted to. And then I started having a lot of health issues, and I moved, and just all kinds of stuff happened. And I'm just now finally getting back to where I can do these things. And this is one of the things I need to put some research in. And so I did pull up the online manual to see if it was any different than the one my brother gave me, and it's not. So then I went on YouTube and I found a couple of videos, and then I found one for sale on eBay and wrote to the seller hoping they could tell me something. Uh, and unfortunately, they knew absolutely nothing about the machine. They got it out of a storage unit. So that was no help. But I'm a researcher by profession. I'm a retired professional genealogist and a retired reporter. So I'm a researcher by nature. I'll keep digging till I find something definitive. But it's not an awful machine. It kind of reminds me of like a Garrett 300 or something, you know, the older Garretts. But I know it's not a Garrett machine, but it's highly likely that it is a rebranded bounty hunter. So that's the approach I'm taking, and we will see. Because it'd be a good beginner's machine for somebody. Um, I'm not planning on retiring my simplex to use it, but no, it's not a bad machine. I just want to make sure I understand the machine before I move it on to another person, so that I can show them that everything is functional and that sort of thing. I would never want to pass it on to somebody and just say, well, I don't know anything about it. Here it is. You know, that's just not how I work. So that's going to be the focus with that. Uh, Now on my coin thing, like I said, I'm not sure I'll be able to get over and get quarters this week because I do have a medical appointment on Monday, which is kind of impeding things. And I'll just have to see whether I can do that or not. But we will be having a show on Monday at 6. We just might not be doing quarters. We might be doing something else. I have several ideas of things to do on that show. Um, so at the very beginning of this, and I did not pin the link because I'm doing this from my phone, but there is a giveaway on Monday's show that you need to go make a comment on the comment video. So If you haven't done that, way back at the beginning of this stream is the link for the contact. Blah, 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 blah. The link for the comment video. Tongue tied today. So that's about it. I'm still working on M3's detecting video. I put a little mini part of one up there where he decided that he was going to pack himself in the bag for my simplex. But then when I said we were going metal detecting, he kind of vacated the premises. He wants to go catnip detecting, and we're going to work on that for him. But anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know what was going on. That trip was exhausting. I had to get up at about 4 o'clock. The transport was here to pick me up at 5:45, and it's a pretty good drive down to Durham, North Carolina from here. And then they poked and prodded and messed with my eyes for about 3.5 hours, and then turned around and brought me right back. And I was beat. And like I said, I'm still having problems with getting all of the different drops and things that they put in my eyes. They always give me a problem. I'm not one of those people that they just wear off in a couple hours. So I got a little bit of a headache and not doing much. I attempted to read a book. I'm kind of having to resign myself to the fact that in all probability this may be as good as my eyes get. So I've been trying to read, but I can't read today. It's too blurry. So anyway, that's what's happening. And I'm gonna, maybe by Wednesday's metal detecting show, I'll have some more answers on the Titan. We'll just have to see. But I'm actually gonna go make me some lunch. I've been up since about 6. I'm hungry. So thank you guys for stopping in. Don't forget to go leave a comment on Monday's comment video. And I'll see y'all later. Much appreciate your help with the Titan. We'll see what we find. Thanks so much. Much love to you all. Bye bye.